So this unit's going to be all about right triangles. And one of the most important things we're going to have to do is make sure we know where the different sides are when we're solving these problems. And it's going to be a little bit odd at first because you have to be able to relate the sides to angles that are going to be involved in the problem. So I wanted to do this first, even though we're not going to use it until we do 4.2, just so we can kind of get a decent idea here. So the important stuff is, we've already talked about the hypotenuse. It's across from the right angle. That's not going to change. So that's where that's going to be. And we're going to label all these in the triangle in just a second, the triangle up there. There's another side that's called the opposite side, right? The opposite side. And that's going to be across from or opposite the angle we're using. So what's going to happen is in all these problems, there's going to be some sort of angle that's involved. It's going to be stated right in the words of the problem. Either you're going to know it's a certain number of degrees or you're going to be looking for it. So it's going to be super obvious what it is. We're going to have to use that angle to figure out where the opposite is. So then we're going to have two sides. One that's going to be a hypotenuse. One that's going to be an opposite. Whatever side that's left, so the remaining side, is the adjacent side. There's probably a fancy description of adjacent side. It's not necessary to know it because I can just call the remaining side the adjacent side and I'm coming. So here's the system that we're going to use to do this stuff right here. So it says use angle BCA in the triangle up there and label the sides. So we go up there. So we haven't messed around with triangles in a little while. So remember, when we highlight an angle, we just need the corner. I'm going to highlight the angle BCA right there. And then I'm going to label the sides. The first side that I'm going to label is always the hypotenuse. I'm going to find the right angle, and I'm going to go right across from it. You don't have to draw the arrow. It's helpful, though, when you're getting started. The second side I'm going to label is the opposite. So I'm going to find the angle that I highlighted, and I'm going to go straight across from that angle. And that would make AB the opposite side. And then whatever side's left, that's going to be the adjacent. Just as a quick little note here, all right, I want you to understand that those sides are not always going to be in those specific places. If we were to change to this blue angle up here, so if we were to change to that blue angle, what that does is the hypotenuse is still in the same spot. It would still be over here. But what it does is the opposite angle, opposite side, would now be down here, which would make the adjacent over here. All right, so the opposite and the adjacent are dependent on the angle and change. All right, so we got to be very, very careful with this because whatever angle we're using is going to indicate where the opposite is and where the adjacent is. So we have to get a look out for that. Take some time because if you cannot do this, it makes the whole unit incredibly difficult.